I have two new inks to look at today, and one is the 2025 Lamy Petrol. And no, Lamy still doesn't put the name of the ink on their box or on the bottle. And the next ink is Van Diemen's Liquid Luck. And this was a Pen Chalet exclusive for St. Patrick's Day. Pen Chalet also had a real pretty Leonardo pen that was a special release that included a bottle of this ink, but I did not get the pen. I'm going to do a swatch and a writing sample on Cosmo Airlight paper. I tried to find some cute or funny quotes about petrol, but apparently there just aren't any. There's a lot about petrol being a hydrocarbon and being another name for gasoline, but there just aren't that many funny or humorous quotes on the subject of petrol. I usually have to record the audio for these videos practically in the middle of the night because during the day in my neighborhood there's just too much noise. I kid you not. I'll sit down to do a video and the neighborhood dogs start barking and the helicopters start flying overhead and the airplanes zooming overhead and the big trucks with the loud mufflers running up and down the road and the neighbors slamming their car doors and talking out loud. It's never ending. I feel like Charlie Brown. I feel like saying, good grief. I used to think I lived in a fairly quiet neighborhood. That is, until I started making videos for YouTube. Sometimes I wish I had a soundproof room. Liquid Luck is a shimmer ink, so it requires a lot of shaking up, a lot of mixing before you use it. Liquid Luck was also a potion that was featured in the Harry Potter books. Specifically, it made its debut in the Half-Blood Prince when Harry and Ron and Hermione were in the potions class with Professor Slughorn. And Hermione guessed that the potion Felix Felicis was liquid luck. Professor Slughorn said, I take it, he turned, smiling to look at Hermione, that you know what Felix Felicis does, Miss Granger. It's liquid luck, said Hermione excitedly. It makes you lucky. The whole class seemed to sit up a little straighter. Quite right. Take another 10 points for Gryffindor. Yes, it's a funny little potion, Felix Felicis, said Slughorn. Desperately tricky to make and disastrous to get wrong. However, if brewed correctly, as this has been, you will find that all your endeavors tend to succeed, at least until the effects wear off. "Why don't people drink it all the time, sir?" said Terry Boot eagerly. "Because if taken in excess it causes giddiness, recklessness, and dangerous overconfidence. Too much of a good thing, you know. Highly toxic in large quantities." Now I'm going to use the aerofil notepaper. This is a coated paper, so the ink will pool on the surface of the paper and take a little bit of extra time to soak into the paper and dry. And here is a sample of the Van Diemen's liquid luck on the same paper. And now I'm going to use this Hobonichi notebook that contains the original Tomoe River paper. Across all three types of paper, I am not seeing a lot of variation in the Lamy Petrol. It presents as a dark green ink with some very much darker, tending towards black shading in some instances. I like Lamy ink. It's very lubricated, but I'm just not very impressed with the Lamy Petrol. I'm sure it will be a very good, dependable ink, but it's just not showing anything special here. And this is the Tomoe River paper with the Van Diemen's liquid luck. I am impressed with the liquid luck ink. Across all three paper samples, the liquid luck shows an intense amount of green gold shimmer. The writing samples are not really showing up the shimmer, but that may be because I'm using this glass dip pen. I haven't had an opportunity yet to try the liquid luck in a fountain pen. I believe that the liquid luck is a drier ink than the Lamy Petrol, just based on how it is behaving with this dip pen. The best performance was with the Cosmo Airlight paper, and here you see some slight color variation in the Lamy Petrol swatch. I don't see any variation in the writing sample, but we see lots and lots of green gold shimmer in the liquid look. This is my ink journal, which is an Archer and Olive journal, and you can just see amazing shimmer throughout the writing sample here. But I see no shading or sheen with the Lamy Petrol. You would think with a name like Petrol there would be some blue sheen in that. Here is a final look at both inks, the 2025 version of Lamy Petrol and the Van Diemen's Liquid Look. As you can see here, I was also swatching and writing with J. Erbon's Orange Indian. I've been searching for a true orange ink for quite a while now, and I think I may have found it. The Orange Indian is a clear, vibrant orange ink. My favorite of the two new inks is definitely the Van Diemen's Liquid Look. That green gold shimmer is so pretty. I hope you enjoyed this look at these two new inks, the 2025 Lamy Petrol and the Van Diemen's Liquid Look. Thank you for watching.